Welcome to Late Night Film Reviews with Captain JJB84 Part 2. This time we take on S.O.S. Titanic. I'm gonna just assume none of you have ever heard of this movie, so makes it more fun for me when I try to describe it. I'm a little mixed on this film, because I would recommend it, but it's just, I don't know, it's just something doesn't click with me with this film. What it really is, I like what this is doing, though, this movie's doing. It's analyzing a class in Titanic, sort of the class system and how just kind of fucked up it is. Like, it's actually told from three perspectives, first class, second class, and third class. First class, it's told through by John Jacob Astor and his wife, Madeline. The second class perspective is from survivor Lawrence Beasley, and some random girl, some random woman. I don't know. She lives in the end, but I don't know if she's based off anyone. And a group of Irish immigrants, or yeah. And it's interesting. I like you kind of see John Jacob Astor just sort of... I didn't like the actor who was playing him, though. He just... For one, he looked like he was about 80, and two, he doesn't... I don't know, he didn't really feel too well. He didn't really feel like John Jacob Astor. I like the actor that played him in James Cameron's Titanic. He was a lot better there. I don't know the actor. I don't know what I'm saying. He didn't look... In S.O.S. Titanic, I was just thinking, okay, this is not John Jacob Astor. You'll notice quickly David Warner's in this, who was Mr. Lovejoy in James Cameron's Titanic, and this is interesting because Lovejoy usually, David Warner usually plays villains, but here he's playing a actual character. Lawrence Beasley, what he did, like I've read his little his little book here. This is like 4 stories all in once, so you can just get them all there. And he's interesting. That's what he did. Like, he sort of studied, sort of the class system, and sort of, there's even one bit where he meets that woman, and there's just them sort of talking. They're looking down at the third class, and just sort of he sort of comes up with this interesting hypothesis about this, just a third class guy, saying, oh, this guy, he's out of his luck, he doesn't have anything left to look forward to, just coming to the new world. And there are some bits of this film that just really don't work. I mean, for one, it's a TV movie from the 1970s, so you didn't exactly have the huge budget, but some of the stuff just looks cheesy, even for its time. They do some other things I like, though. For one, they have, I can't believe no one's done a movie on this, Jack Thayer, who was a first-class survivor. He was like a teenager, I think, with his parents. They have him in the movie. Not the actual guy, but they have an actor playing him. He's interesting. They show how he met Milton Long, who is a friend of his. They also show it is well directed, some bits. Some bits are just sloppy, but there's one bit where it's Harold Bride and Jack Phillips sending the messages, the wireless messages, and some sending wireless messages, and some bits are done. The cinematography is good in that, and it was just sort of showing the madness revolving around that, how urgent they were working, and sort of how the connection kept on not doing so well. But yeah, this film sort of starts with the end, and yeah, I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I don't know, I'm mixed on it, really. I mean, there are some bits that are really well done. There are some bits I just, like, couldn't give a shit for. But I guess, my job as the critic, I have to say I would recommend it. I mean, it's a little more focused on the characters and the passengers and the actual people than as opposed to what James Cameron's film was doing. But James Cameron's film was really more about the Jack and Rose as opposed to the actual Titanic. To quote Confused Matthew, he says, like, why is this called Titanic? It should just be called Sinking Boat. But I have to give S.O.S. Titanic a 7.5. Actually, no, just 7. Because it's too long. It's like 2.5 hours, I think. Way too long. But it does get some things right. And whether, I don't know if like DVDs of this film have the same problem, but I watched it on YouTube, and the quality on this video, maybe it was just the guy who was uploading, the quality on this video looked like it was recorded off of VHS or something. I don't know. But that's not really a problem. I don't know. I've seen clear versions of it, but until I get my hands on like a DVD of it, I don't know. But it is good for what it's worth, and they were actually, this movie was filmed using the Queen Mary 2, I think. That ship that's now a hotel. They used that as sort of backdrop, and some bits, it doesn't look like Titanic sometimes, but some bits look a bit better. And I'm going to hell for this. There's one bit, I was laughing my head off at it. The band kept playing until, all things went to shit, really. This is inaccurate. They had the piano on deck. They didn't have a piano on deck. But at one point the piano sort of slides, and I just sort of yelled out when I was watching that, "Mr. Piano!" I'll put a link probably to that bit, and I don't know. I think, it had potential, just I think it could have been a lot better. I mean, it could have been a lot worse at the same time, but I think it could have been a bit better. But 7 out of 10, I think, is reasonable, and David Warner is actually pretty good in this, I thought. Lawrence, I've seen a picture of Lawrence Beasley. He looks a lot like him. Lawrence Beasley was Second Class Survivor. And, oh yeah, I should probably mention this. There are some bits where they steal actual clips from A Night to Remember, that Titanic masterpiece, and just sort of color them over with blue. It looks kind of cheesy. Actually, there's a lot of bits that look kind of cheesy. I mean, I can understand, yeah, it's a TV movie, but I've seen some TV movies from, like, the 80s that have good effects. But, I don't know, it's just, there are things this film does right, there are things this film does really bad. I could probably think of as many good things as many bad things. There's quite a lot of inaccuracies, and I didn't like this. I didn't like how they showed Molly Brown. For one, the actress playing her looks nothing like her. Like, Kathy Bates looked like her in James Cameron's Titanic. And whoever the actress was in A Night to Remember pretty much gets the role down perfectly. But they do get one thing right that James Cameron's film didn't get, was that Molly Brown was actually sort of pushed into a lifeboat. Yeah, they got that right in S.O.S. Titanic. Lawrence Beasley, I don't know. I'd have to read this again, but I can't remember exactly how he gets into a lifeboat. In the movie, he sort of jumps from a broken window, which already seems like an inaccuracy. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it had potential. Just it kind of wasted it at some bits. I don't really have much else to say, but I just give it a watch, really, and see what you think. But I think it's okay. I mean, it's something different than, like, James Cameron, Titanic, and A Night to Remember sometimes. But it's just, I don't know. See for yourself, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But that's really all I have to say, and at the last review, probably coming this Saturday. So, see ya.